Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Real Heat. What does her looks have to do with him harassing her?
Listen, y'all be getting booty ties. Y'all be like, ooh, booty, and you just harass. Like, y'all don't even think straight. You just think booty.
How do you differentiate those? All right, I love the dick, or I love the thing that's attached to it.
All vaginas are beautiful.
They are.
Hey, like back in the day, people like when you displayed like being a nerd or stuff, like why are you acting white? What?
And I always hated
Why
that.
is nerdiness associated with caucasity? I don't understand.
Me personally, I just keep my comments to myself, bro.
No, I seen you in all of them comments, man.
Who come?
I seen you sending memes and you going like this. I
Somebody was.
Childhood trauma, okay?
see somebody was tromboning a flute on the side. That's what they were doing.
Wow, they are really dogging me in these comments. They said I'm definitely more of a future than a Russell Wilson. Yo, y'all are foul as shit. They already talking about sensational. Look, I'm about to have my Hoochie Daddy shorts on all summer. Look, I'm ready.
Look, let me see
Oh
some
my
eyes.
god.
Real hot boy shit, okay? Real hot boy shit. Oh, you boy.
I guess.
No.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the Real Heat Season 3. Yeah, got the fingers right this time. Episode 4, The Black Experience. So, tonight's episode is going to be all about what it means to be an Afro American in America and the experience that we all somehow live connectively amongst one another. So, before we get into that, you know, we got to do our, what's it called? Introductions. That's it. Introductions. So, of course, you know, because me and Snook are gentlemen, let's go ahead and let the ladies go first, or lady.
Does it mean I can only like halfway participate? I'm only half black.
Are you serious? Are you serious right now? Of course you can
Anyway,
participate.
H.E.A.T.
You have experience we don't know about.
he's teething and driving me crazy. I'm sleep deprived. Then wine and coffee. No particular order.
That's weird because usually wine taps me out.
That's why I need the coffee.
Uppers and downers, player. Uppers and downers. Uppers and downers. But of course, that's the lovely lady Cooley. And then we got Snookums over there. Everyone loves Snookums.
What it do, baby? It's Anchor G Snook here. I am black. All black. I'm ready to establish my grounds in here as the most blackest of the black, the black out of us three. A test, trivia, whatever, I got it.
He got it.
I got
And of
you,
course,
Tommy.
y'all know me, Tommy Bars. So, we're going to jump right into the icebreaker. Today's question of the day was, who are the prominent voices of civil rights in America currently? So, we spoke about this person before because I absolutely love her. Absolutely love her because other than celebrities and huh? You said what, Cooley? Oh. So I absolutely love this person because other than celebrities and entertainers, there aren't really many prominent people um speaking for what's right as far as civil rights go. So I gotta go with the girl Linese because I feel like she is one of the
Agree with
greatest
that.
voices for civil rights and not just black rights. I'm talking about gay rights, women's rights, black rights, what's right, and making sure she tells you what's wrong. Because there's a lot of wrong going on in America, but personally, that's my choice. That I love the girl.
I agree with you. She definitely got like some art skills with how she do it too. It's never
Yeah.
just like just standing and giving you the facts and the info. She usually do it in some type of poetic way, and she been doing a lot of different. She just did a skit not that long ago for all women's, right? She just did a
Mm-hmm.
skit for that.
Yeah, she
Um,
did.
very powerful. I definitely agree with you. In fact, I found her through you. I wanted to say that I found her on my own, but I think I found her through you. Like she must have popped up, and I seen that you followed her or you liked something, and I just hopped on
She,
that
you know,
string.
I post every Friday. You know, she do the parking lot. I make sure to share every video to my story. Guys, too, bro.
Yeah, she's a beast. I think that's how it was. It was your story. That's what it
Yeah,
was.
yeah, she
Definitely a
like that.
beat.
She definitely like that. Who you got
I don't
down
want to.
today? Is she frozen? She's frozen. Damn. Guess it's a two-man show tonight, baby.
Well, it's this guy named Duvall, um, who's actually an actor, um, in no, is it girlfriends? Sisters and Sisters.
Oh, the
He
show on
was,
BET, right?
yeah. He
Okay.
was like, he was the boyfriend that couldn't get right. Then he finally got right. He got a girl to hold him down, and he ran into a lot of money. But that's just the show. But on the outside, um, he's a great motivational speaker and a man that carries his family very, very well. It's a lot of people that use social media to advertise so many different things, and he's one of the very few that I know that always use it to try to give a moral lesson towards how important it is to have a black strong family. And to me,
Amen.
that
Amen to that.
yeah. He would definitely he wouldn't be talked about like LeBron would, but you know, if you know him, you definitely give him respect. So he gets my props.
I respect that. I respect that.
Y'all in the chat got anybody that y'all been checking that's modern day heroes or people that you would uh state that they are in some shape or form today leaders,
I see
some
some
black
faces in
leaders?
here. We got Bree in here, Mishi. Who do y'all think right now is really kicking ass as far as speaking out for civil rights?
Brianna is one too, but we ain't gonna go into that unless she wants to talk.
Look, Brianna scared me, bro. She popped in the Xbox party last week, and I ain't know what to do, bro. I ain't know what to do. She came at y'all
Yeah,
and shut it down.
that's what you do.
Oh man,
I told y'all it was time for Aces to get the
yeah.
kick to the side. Yep.
Um,
Remember them days.
yeah. While we are on the topic of civil rights leaders, who do you think in about let's say about 50 years from now, who do you think will be like who people discuss as far as civil rights? Like, you know, us growing up, you know, it's always been, you know, Martin, Malcolm, Rosa. Who do you think is gonna be like 50 years from now, who the next generation speaks as far as, you know, freedom fighters and civil rights activists, people who speak their mind on these type of issues?
Yeah, I got three right off the back of my hand. I can say right now. You ready? Martin, Malcolm, Rose. I mean, like, not saying it like that. I came from my background is actually I was a activist, a civil rights activist at a young age. Um, I've battled against the mayors, in my city, governor. I engaged in civil disobedience, the strikes, the hunger strikes, the so many different forms of advocating for quality education and civil rights, for so many things. But the way that it's kind of like engineered and controlled, it's hard for people to completely stand out. There's this dude that when we had the shutdowns and riots going on. It's this dude named Kwame Rose, who used to be just a bellman. I worked with him. Me and a friend Bakari. I believe Ace also knows him from that time. Just always talk to him about how we were doing those things. And he had this big epic moment that went viral, global, where he was speaking to a news reporter and arguing back with that reporter. And saying some key points, and he ended up being like a very well known person. Because of that, he's been fighting, the fight for a while because of that. But is he known as he should be known? I don't know. I think it's hard to find. I feel like when we talk about 50 years later, they're going to be talking about, like I said earlier, like LeBron or Steph Curry, and how they might be strong black people, Beyonce, maybe strong black people, but how are they strong black civil rights people? I don't know, but I think that's where the discussion may go in 50 years. You got
Okay.
something in the chat?
Yeah, so I was gonna speak on that. So Mishi said, I know lots of people in grassroots organizations that are doing the work. I have many friends in DC that are having countless meetings on Capitol Hill as well as in their own community. And that's dope. Like people don't understand like how powerful a movement can be, especially if you build up from the smaller people. Because, we always look at the presidents and the senators and, the delegates of the House as who we need to talk to get change. But it's like sometimes you gotta start with your own community. And when
Hmm.
people can see what that change looks like on a smaller scale, they're a little more open to doing it on a bigger scale. So, Mishi, hats off to everyone who was out here fighting the fight. Definitely, definitely mad respect to him. Um, to piggyback off what you said though, Snook, I do think that it's slightly a problem. I don't, I don't want to say a problem, but
I agree, me.
the fact that celebrities are our face as far as you know our rights, it bothers me. And not to say like they shouldn't speak on it, because I feel like if you have a platform, you should use it. But I feel like social media now, and don't get me wrong, I love Black Twitter to death, but Black Twitter will rip somebody apart. I feel like social media has made it so hard for people to be these people because there's so much scrutiny on the internet. And a lot of times people don't want to speak up or don't want to use their platform to the fullest because they're afraid of the scrutiny that they'll get from it. And cancel culture is so real. Somebody may say something.
Yes, it is.
Perfect example. Perfect example. Um, Jussie Smollett. Jussie Smollett. When his incident happened, and the whole world was like, "Oh my God, this happened to a black man, a gay man, yada yada." And Black Twitter immediately was like, "Nah, this story ain't adding up. It ain't adding up." Like, and they fried him. Like they really went in. I mean, come to find out, his story was a lie. But the point is,
I was about to say, I don't know if that was a great
yeah,
example
yeah.
because
I mean, he did,
he definitely lied.
but he caught a whole lot of scrutiny before the truth came out. It makes it really
Yeah,
hard
that's true.
for people to really use their platform. And don't get me wrong, like I love Justice Smollett's music, but he did that to himself. But there are a lot of people who like that too, who they don't even get the chance to build into this this flame that it can be because people are so quick to smother them. Um, Even now, like I'll see stuff people bring up stuff about Martin Luther King, and they talking about, oh, y'all want to talk about Martin Luther King was this and that, but he was a cheater and all this other stuff. I'm like, yo, nobody's perfect. But that doesn't mean that somebody can't do good. You
Yeah, what
know,
did you do? What dream did you put out for us to get somewhere or
right?
to fight for something?
Tell me,
You know,
tell me
like
where you marched. Tell me where you protested.
you can tell you did it, and that too, but that's not what we asking because I'm sure you put this stuff in motion as well. But yeah, I agree with you. Like it's just we at a stage where even with how what she said and take this from me, you know, love
That
you.
boy snuck
But
sound like
even with how she
R2D2 right
said it,
now.
for real. Oh boy.
And
Even with how Mishi said what she said, um, you know, she didn't name names. And not I mean they friends, they probably don't want their names out there, but that's just a proof of what I'm saying. Like there's not no figurehead, even in the roots of organizing in communities, there's no figureheads where we can state names that have stories that we're putting out there to be. We have platforms now where anybody can know about anybody, but these things don't get pushed as much as somebody who's great at tennis or
right,
clothing. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just
right.
different.
And to add to that too, because I mean I've seen this as well. A lot of times people, because this has been brought up too, people will say things like it's hard to even be like a figurehead for a movement because there's always that fear that putting yourself in front of a movement puts a target on the backs of the people that you love and care for. And I completely understand that. So this is where I get into the point where why I understand celebrities are our figureheads, because there are some celebrities, and I don't want to say nobody's untouchable because nobody's untouchable, but there are some celebrities that have gotten to such a high status that knocking them off the totem pole is more work, you know, it's more work than some people are willing to put in. So like, yeah, LeBron speaks up, Jay-Z speaks up, Kendrick Lamar speaks up, J. Cole speaks up, Beyonce speaks up, Alicia Keys, Serena Williams, you know.
You said some names I don't agree to, but I
I'm just saying, like they can speak up because they're at a level where they can take the scrutiny and it's not gonna hurt them, but so
yeah,
much, if even at all.
I agree.
But there's still the fact that, I feel like we do need more, local based, community based, more normal people. I don't want to say normal people. I guess more down to earth people. More people of the people to
Yeah.
rise up and be
That's what I'm
figureheads.
saying. I feel like well, figureheads is the main thing, but I do feel like we do have I like I said, I know from my own personal experience, as an example, we used to go to conferences where we had many people from different states and cities that met up with us. There are a lot of street troopers, you know what I'm saying, root organizers that are out there. Will they be able to be known for what they do as much as they should? Maybe not, but it's definitely a lot of people out there fighting these fights for people who um worry and question, and they could be active, and I'm not saying I understand how it's hard to be active as well in the life that we live, but it's just a lot of people that do sacrifice that time to fight that everyday fight for us who are dealing with and tolerating what we go through every day. So
Shout out to Rook right now on Mishi's account. I can't
where's he
believe
at?
it. Huh?
Where's he at
He
though?
chilling with his girl. Let that man be great.
All right, my bad. I'll leave him alone. So since we got all these people, the reason why we got these people is because I mean it's hard for a lot of people, but we know that it's hard for African Americans Um, so I'm curious on why do you feel like we have such a hard time in the world these days?
Hmm. Um,
It's
I
generational.
yeah, yeah, definitely agree with that.
Generational for the simple fact, and and this goes down to we're gonna go there. It goes back to slavery, to be honest. Um, the things that were put in place in slavery, you it, it still takes place today. And you know what I'm saying? Like, okay, y'all remember back in the when Kanye West was like slavery was a choice. I don't think I mean, if you listen to the whole interview, he's not talking about like slavery 300 years ago where we're forced to like pick cotton and shit. No, that's not what he was talking about. He's talking about now because it's in the mind thing or whatever. Because back in the day, they used certain things or whatever to oppress us, like turning African Americans or slaves, other slaves against each other and things like that. And that stuff still takes place today. And we can't get ahead because that systematic stuff is in place in not only African Americans' minds still to this day, but also people who aren't of minority. You know what I mean? Um, and at this point, it's been happening so long that it's going to take a lot to fix and change. And it's not going to happen within the next, it's probably not even going to happen within our lifetime, sadly, because that's how deep and rooted, deep ingrained all of this stuff is.
So I don't know if this is Mishi or Rook speaking, but it stated the U.S. was built on systems to oppress Black people and people of color in general,
Hmm.
and that's very true. And it's crazy because they built these systems of oppression off of our hard work and labor. Like literally, as we were building up this nation, they were building systems to keep us systematically down.
Have
Hmm.
y'all ever heard of the Willie Lynch letter?
Oh yeah, oh yeah, the
I mean,
infamous.
everybody, if you paid attention in class, everybody should have learned about it and know what it is. But if you read that letter, like that man literally told them how he oppresses his slaves in the Caribbeans. And a lot of it is turn the light skins against dark skin, old versus young, able versus disabled, and stuff like that. Make them turn against each other, therefore, they'll never be able to turn against us, is pretty much what the letter basically was saying. Um,
Divide
and
and conquer.
that's it. Exactly. And as a community, yes, we are more united than what we were in the past. Because, I mean, it goes through generations, like the Civil Rights March with Martin Luther King and stuff. Like, that was a big rally, and they accomplished a huge ass feat. Like, that shit was huge. And then after that happened, people got comfortable, got complacent. But something like that probably needs to happen again for the next big, big thing to happen. Now, it's not going to change everything because there's still going to be prejudice and discrimination out there. Like that's never going to go away. That's been around since the dawn of time. It really has. So, I mean, but if you want like a new, I guess, law or movement or whatever, it's going to have to start with something big. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause right now, we just throwing pebbles and we need to be driving Mack trucks.
Agreed. You need to be able to do what they were able to do, which is like, infiltrate, big places. I don't want to say too much on this feed because I ain't trying to get us knocked down, but we gotta be able to step in there and step on some toes. I put it like this. In X-Men, the movie, Nightcrawler was able to get right up next to where he needed to get to make sure that they broadcast what needed to be broadcast to the world to get messages across about who they should or should not mess with. But I ain't going too far because I ain't, it's not the Revolt show. This is the real heat, but there's a little difference. But I wanted to put that out there.
So to an extent, I agree with you. I do think that it's a level of radicalism that needs to happen. But I'm more afraid of the domino effect of a radical movement change. Because there's so many groups, and especially in this country, that want an excuse. They want an excuse. They want an
That
excuse.
happened. That happened before too. It happened
And
before.
I know that if something like that were to ever go down, so many innocent people would be hurt.
That is true.
Um, yeah, yeah. But I'm not.
Focus, Tommy.
Huh? No, cause
Focus,
no,
Tommy.
cause you're right. I'm just thinking like I would never want a radical means of change. I would like for there to be more security in our community. And I think that's why I look up so much to the Black Panthers back in the day, because people was trying to label them, oh, they were domestic terrorists and they were out here trying to hurt cops and all that stuff. No, they were policing their own communities. That's all it was. They always want to talk about, oh, the Black Panthers was this. They carried guns, yada yada. Last I checked, there's an amendment
Not
for that.
just not just policing our own communities, but doing what was very important, which was focused on motherhood as well.
Yes, they were very
Focused
focused on
on how
families.
to, yep, how to create um homes for moms to be able to raise their kids,
Yeah,
and how to support that with the society that we have, knowing that we were put into a systematic system where we are supposed to divide, separate, and destroy our own homes. So I agree all the way.
so while we're on the topic of that, um, am I the only person who wish like maybe just for a small amount of time we could just go back and just see that stuff? I don't mean see it in a movie or documentary or adaptation. I mean like real life. Go back and see like communities were upheld by the Black Panthers and seeing, the revolutions that were occurring in our communities. Like I would
Everybody, would-
tell what cool.
everybody would think I'm white. I could probably legit could have passed off as a white woman back in that time. I'm not gonna lie. And to be honest, back in that day, it would have been advised for me.
Give me advice for you.
If you can pass off as white, it's better off to do so. Like back then.
Would you do so?
Mm, that's a hard question to add.
That's a question I can't answer because I've never been put in that predicament. But I mean, for self-preservation and things like that, you know what I'm saying? Like, I would have to, unless
Mm.
I lived in an area where, you know what I'm saying, I I I don't
Yeah,
know.
what was that movie?
Living here, probably. North, maybe not. Yeah.
Look, are you talking? Because you're muted. Oh,
No, 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 I'm not.
okay. Um. So I wanna move off of the let's kind of lessen it down a little bit. I feel like we started at a very high point. Let's lessen it down a little bit. Let's talk about Black culture in modern society, because I feel like no matter how much people would deny it, Black culture is really the source of what is American culture, right? From our music, our style, our comedy. Like, I feel like even our physical features right now, I feel like are just it's being just culture
Fetish.
vulture.
What's the word? Fetish.
That too. That
Fetish.
too. You said what's up?
Right, it's fetish. We are fetish.
Have you ever been fetishized, Snook?
Have I ever been fetishized? You are funny. We are. That's for another day, actually.
Gotcha.
Still a talk coming up.
Touche, right?
Gotcha. You got it, sir. But while we are on the topic of fetishes, damn. Let's talk about blackfishing, because
Ooh.
that's gotten a little out of hand right now. And I want to
Black
start
what?
off blackfishing. I want to start off with, I feel like right now, the biggest culprit of it, Bad Barbie. Have y'all seen her recently?
What do you mean?
I have not seen Bad Barbie recently.
She does not look like the Bad Barbie that was on Dr. Phil talking about Catch Me Outside. She does not look like the same Bad Barbie. I wish
Wait, this you talking about the one that's like
baby?
as being spiritual?
whatever her name is, Bad Baby. No, the one with spiritual was
That's Catch Me Outside, right?
no, that's Will Vicky. That's Will Vicky. Will Vicky decided to get spiritual.
With
Which I found out she's mixed.
With Bunk Gang, with the dude from Bunk Gang, they both being spiritual, right?
I couldn't tell you. But Bad Baby, Bad Barbie, whatever her name is, don't look like the little white girls on Dr. Phil anymore.
You trying to say she blackfishing?
Hold up.
Y'all seen that Vine she put out some years ago, and she did like an ancestry report and found out she was like 0.01% black.
Yeah, she ran with it,
That
didn't she?
0.1 was important, clearly.
She was talking about, I have been reborn. This is my new birthday because I am now black.
No, I still go back to when I found out that the person that was the president of NAACP was
Oh my god.
Yes.
that's real black. If there is a leader of blackfishing, she gets that crown because she definitely posed as a black woman
She
as the
catfished the whole
president of NAACP and was a white woman. That was some Hitler refresh making going on. That's blackfishing. What was her name?
Rachel something.
Yeah.
Speaking of, why goddamn shit? What's the shit? Shade Room talking about she opened her OnlyFans like last year. I remember seeing that shit.
Tommy, how you really found out that she got an OnlyFans?
Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it.
People out there want to see that. Okay, but we gonna talk about stuff like that in the pillow talk.
Can y'all see it? Can y'all see it? Can y'all see it? Can y'all see it?
Too bright. I'm sorry.
It's too bright. It's
no,
too bright.
Too bright.
Too bright.
I gotta look her up.
Hold up.
Too bright.
Too bright. I know. Hold on. Let's see if that works. Wait.
Yeah, go ahead. Look. Oh wow. Is that Nikki?
Right.
That's her.
My bad, y'all. I'm a tired mom.
Big
I'm sleepy. I'm not
difference.
going to lie.
Don't even like the same girl.
It looked like Nikki for a second.
I feel like, not even I feel like, it's not even I feel like, it's a fact. People are paying money to look like us to get our features, our lips,
But then you got
our hips, our bodies, our curves. Like they still in the culture, they still in our features.
But what about the other end of the spectrum with people like Little Kim and Michael Jackson?
Right. People who don't like their black features. People are paying thousands of dollars to look like us. And you want to destroy your body to, I can't even say to look like them because I don't know what they look like.
The whole Michael Jackson thing I felt is controversial, but I'm not gonna go too
Hey,
much.
He had vitiligo and stuff, but I mean, he did have a lot of
And he got
personal.
burnt on top of that because he got like
Pepsi.
all that got burnt, and then then he just went like fuck it, take my white. But no, I don't know. I do feel like that's controversial, but I do agree with a lot of people doing that as well. Making sure that they change their formalities to be opposite. So I agree.
And you got Tiny. Remember when she got her eyes bleached like
Right.
blue or whatever?
And then she got a BBL not that long ago. So
So can we talk about
she
that
didn't even
too?
need a BBL, but that's another story.
I mean, I don't I can't see Tyler, but that's why, like I said, we just sat here and talked about how people are paying money to have our features. Why is it in our own community we're so quick, to dispute these features, your hair grade, your hair texture, your nose, your hips, your lips, your ass, all this stuff people are paying money for, and people in our community like are insecure about these features.
Yeah, I don't. I feel like it's
Generation.
one. It's a touchy subject, of course, but we do that.
Very.
I think that I'm gonna go past the specifics. We are in a world where it's okay to want to change who you are. Then it is okay to accept who you are. Um, and that's why I feel like it's just so easy to be like, well, I think I should change this now, and then it's you get to change it. There's no limitations to that anymore. So it makes people think, and trends take a lot of everything. BBLs got big because BBLs got big. You know what I'm saying? Like once it was out there on social media that people were getting BBLs and people started getting BBLs like to the max for no
Yeah.
reason. Um, I don't know. I think there's no limitations to change who you are, or to accept who you are these days. And I think that plays a big part of why it goes on both ends, not just for us and our own people, but in general.
I can respect. Um, let's take a moment to look at the chat. So, Mishi said it's interesting that the things that black people are criticized and stereotyped for, white people do those things and it's trendy. Cultural appropriation at its finest. I mean, yeah, yeah. Um, One thing, and this was an article I read. This was probably maybe a year or two ago. It was the topic of back then. Well, I think the title of the article was the it was like the dread epidemic, and it was talking about how
I
Caucasian
miss my
people
dreads.
were getting, as I like to call them, locks. They're not dreadlocks. We don't call them dreadlocks because we know the background behind that. They were getting locks, and for the longest time, if you are a black person in America, you're trying to get a job in corporate America, braids, locks, twist, all that stuff is highly frowned upon. Like,
Hold
like,
up. True story. True story. True
yeah,
story.
because you actually told me this.
I
I was waiting on it. Let's go.
Yeah,
Let's
true
go.
story. I actually had to. I went to an interview for a hotel, and I had my locks down long, had them clean, got them done right. Did the interview. I killed the interview. I mean, like we wasn't even talking about the job no more. We was talking about families and future plans, whatever. He told me the guy that was interviewing me. He said, "Look, you pass on my end. It's done. You got the job. But I gotta take you to two people above me. And I'm guaranteeing you the job. I know you are in. if you come by the next meeting with your locks cut. That was the only way I could get the job, is if I came with my locks cut. And of course, I cut my locks. And I did make a deal. I told him once I get the job, if I'm there, if I do my part, you gotta let me grow my stuff back. And he did, but I definitely had to cut the locks to get that job. So that's real
It's real.
rat, real rat. And then find out, years later they talk about, oh yeah, you can get in with them and this and this after I had to go through that whole process.
Yeah,
But
yeah, man, and that's rough. Like, I mean, I've never had locks, but I have plenty of friends who do, and like to them, it's more than just like locking your hair. Like it's a journey. Like it's a lot of times, people's just self awareness and their perspective of themselves changes entirely. So to have to go somewhere and to make a living, you have to get rid of it. It's whack, especially then for like Nisha said, you know what is frowned upon for us becomes a trend for them.
mm-hmm,
It was a complete trend. Like it's
mm.
it's it's a smack in the face. Honestly, it's a smack in the face because the real question then comes up. So what's the difference in me having them and that person having?
Facts.
But you were saying that's only like a black thing. It's not. Locks can be traced back to certain white cultures.
And that is true. That is true. But for a long time, they scrutinized us for it. Like for a very long time, they scrutinized us for it.
Like these cornrows, because if you look like at like, for example, like Viking, uh, I don't know what the actual culture is called.
True.
So like Viking is not the correct term for it. But you know what I'm saying? And
Scandinavian.
protective styles and stuff like that for cleanliness and some more stuff. Maybe
Yeah, I
just
was about to say
lockers
it.
or
Yeah.
decent enough.
And I'm not knocking that. Like in that case, that that would be the rare case of where it's not appropriation. It's their culture as well. So like Scandinavians, the Celtic culture, we know
Actually,
that was a
that's what I
thing
was
for
going
them,
to bring.
huh?
I was trying to say the other name you brought it up.
Oh, the Celtics, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, and even like I said, in some French, cultures, obviously the French braid, you know, it's a thing. So in those rare cases, it is their culture. But America don't look at it like that. For some
Oh,
reason,
I
in America,
don't know though. Like, why not have all these different hair techniques and things like that and share them? Because you know that people that will benefit from the different moisturizing techniques, washing techniques, styling techniques that black people do that they may not be. You know what I'm saying? Like, so, I don't know. I guess it's. I can understand if they're out here like wearing our culture as a costume. That is not okay. But like the
right?
hairstyles and like certain beauty trends and stuff, I mean, why not? There's enough love to go around. Like it's the whole reason they're sharing this stuff. So I mean, I guess you can call it appropriation or you can just call it admiration. Like
So,
they like the style. If it look good, it look good.
so let me ask you this then, because there is some truth to what you said. But what about those rare cases where people will get styles, that are more associated with our culture, and they don't like our culture?
Well, not just that,
Again,
not just that, not just
fashion is
not
enough.
just on how you said it, but what about for those who can't get by in life because of it, but is allowed still in their culture to do what's in our culture? You know what I'm saying? Like, so it is admiration, but when is it like if you admire it, why can't it be accepted for its full extent? You know what I'm saying?
I respect that. I respect that. Um, while we are talking about appropriation, admiration. Going back to what you said as far as wearing our culture. Um, so do you guys know who I think he was Groovin Gorilla, now he's like Big Groove or something like that. The guy who like just be in restaurants, the really big muscular dude who wears
Oh,
yeah, that guy that does like all the yeah, it'll just break out.
my bad. That's how I see him most of the time.
So Groovin Gorilla was accused of what is it, caricature, I think it's called. That may be wrong. That may be wrong. Um is it caricature? Damn, I gotta look this up because I feel like that's the word. But he's pretty much just been accused of pandering, you know, and it's been a big debate recently between whether he's pandering or whether he's just enjoying himself and making content that he likes. Um, because of course, especially Black Twitter once again. Um,
Relentless, by the way.
huh?
Black Twitter, relentless.
Relentless. They talk about how he goes to these public places and he just does stuff that we probably wouldn't say is befitting to what's the norm for our culture. Um, I'm conflicted because I don't like what he's doing, but not because of why they say it. I just think
He looks like a goofball.
he does. He looks like a goofball. But
But
I have
I disagree.
yeah, like my beef is not with him pandering. It's the fact that he just looks like a big ass goofball.
He just looked like a big goofball. But yeah, no, I mean, it was done before. I mean, I don't get people. He's getting up, he's dancing. I mean, it's corny. It's being watched. Most of the people that's probably saying this, I mean, is part of his views
Right,
anyway.
right. But they say
Come on now.
all press is good press, right?
That's true too.
Also,
But you said what?
yeah, I just agree. All publicity is good publicity.
Oh yeah, I just think I think that it's Black Twitter. I mean, no
Right.
offense, Black Twitter know what they be doing,
They
and
do.
like
I
he
can't
just
They do.
he looks a hot mess. That's true, but he's getting paid doing it. And what else is going? Like that also is a problem. So that's how it can be seen that way because
Right.
sometimes we do, uh, we don't take care of our culture or our character for money. Sometimes we give it away.
Yeah.
Sometimes we dilute what it is
Yeah.
for them funds.
Yeah.
But I don't think that's him. I really think he just trolling and goofing, and it's he having fun. He just like a hot mess.
Yes. I completely agree. Um, while we are talking about Black culture and the norms of Black culture, let's talk about some shared behaviors just amongst Black culture as a whole. So Snook, cool, let me ask you this: back in the day, if you was at your grandparents' house, they started thunderstorming. What would they say to do?
It's really white.
Turn the lights off.
I can't. I don't have any memories of thunderstorms
What
with
what
my black grandma.
what you was about to
I
say,
do with
Tommy?
stuff.
No, you're right. Turn off everything and sit in
Turn off
quiet.
everything. Sit quiet. Open the door.
Now, now, if you ask your grandparent, well, can I turn on the TV? What they say?
You ain't pay for it. I'm confused where you trying to get me with these because there's a
So
lot of things that can be happening.
it's a lot, but this is the one that most people would know would hear. It's these two things. One, you ain't turn on TV on, electricity come through and catch the TV on fire. That was one. And the other one was, shh, baby, let the Lord work. See. All
Let the
right.
Lord work.
Here's another one. You in the house and you hear a strange noise. How do you react?
So everything's quiet. We gotta hear where that coming from.
And don't nobody stop until about 10 seconds later when you don't hear nothing else. You gotta make sure you don't hear nothing else. In fact, Cooley, I think you did a
That's true.
did you do a TikTok
Don't
about that?
investigate.
Oh no, I ain't investigating. Nope.
It was like it's everybody and it's like whatever, and then there's a knock and everybody's like,
Right. Exactly.
Mhm.
Exactly.
Mhm.
Like, it's crazy how those type of like what we call it behaviors. I guess we can. Well, I guess for now we'll use
Behaviors is good.
Huh? Yeah, like
Yeah.
that is something that's been like it's moved through our culture, like from here all the way to the West Coast. Because I actually asked B-Mac about this, and he said like, yeah, like my people did that too, thousands of
Yeah, no,
miles
that's
away.
stuff like that is everywhere.
Right.
If you keep cussing, I'm gonna put soap in your mouth.
Yep.
Classic. Classic.
Classic. But it's just crazy. This shared culture. You said what, Cooley?
I got slapped for cursing. Ain't no soap.
I
I'm
mean,
gonna
Oh,
tell
see,
you the story. One time I
that
was
just
in
was
the
the
gym.
cliche.
She told me no, so I was like, bitch. So she hit me. And I was like, bitch. So she hit me again. I just kept saying it and she just kept slapping me. But at this point, like I just kept saying it like bitch, like emphasis on bitch. And I was like 3 or 4, or no, 2. And yeah, so ain't
You
no
know,
soap.
my mom would have said to you that I put you
Sorry,
in this world, I can take you out of it. That's what she would have
I
said.
have heard that one. I
yeah.
have heard that one. Every mama say that one.
Hey, here we go. Mom, can we go to McDonald's?
You got McDonald's money? That's again every mama. I feel like every mama be saying that.
Here's another one. You're outside playing. You come in, you grab some, go back out. You come back in. What does your mother say?
Don't be hot. It depends on what time of year it is. We heating the outside, we cooling the outside. That's what my mom would say. Or are you raised in a barn or what's another
Nah,
one?
stay out or stay in. That's what
Exactly.
mine said.
Stay out and stay in. You don't keep
Stay
running
out
out of
or
my
stay
house.
in.
Yep.
Yo,
Not like outside.
man.
So
Yeah.
forget the black shared behaviors because that's gonna always happen.
Always.
That was the social media before social media
It
because
was.
everybody just knew these things. I don't
Just
know
knew these
how.
things.
Yeah,
No,
but
I
I
do
got a
have a
question.
memory with my
You
black
said what?
grandma though. I do have a memory with my black grandma. I remember I was staying with her one summer and I used to have like these white trainers, like little white tennis shoes.
Mhm.
And she had just washed them and then she put them on my feet and told me to go outside and play. This woman told me to go outside and play. And I got my white shoes dirty, bruh. Talk about the ass whooping of my life.
Don't get them
Bruh,
new
never
shoes.
did I get my shoes dirty again.
Yep.
Never
Don't
once
get
did
them new
she
shoes
We had
messed up.
outside shoes and we had good
They weren't
shoes.
new. She just washed them, but they were. I mean, I'm a kid. I'm going. You told me to go outside and play in the backyard. There's no pavement. It's all grass and dirt. Like,
That was a test. She
Right.
wanted to see if you was gonna put the shoes on right.
Bye, Florine.
Mm-mm.
All right, I'm sorry. I'm cutting you off, Snook. That
Nah,
was just
you
my
good
quick
because
break.
I feel that one because I
Yeah.
used to till this day I'm not good with shoes
Still, yeah.
and I just I'm not supposed to be like that, I guess, quote unquote, whatever, but I'm terrible with shoes, okay? My shoes will get dubbed up and snubbed up real
Yeah.
fast. I don't even
Yeah.
know how, but it happens.
Same.
But yeah, I can't keep them. But besides the shared behaviors, here's another thing because we expect those that we allow, that we accept into this form of culture. Who can you bring to the cookout?
Invites to the cookout.
What can I bring to the cookout? Look,
Mm.
allies are welcome. Allies are welcome. I saw this little video of this little boy, and he's learning about like civil rights and stuff in school. He's like, Mom, that's just not right. White people are terrible, man. I just want to hurt all people. And his mom was like, Son, you're white. He was like, Man, I don't like it. And I was like, he get a plate.
Yeah,
He
yeah,
gets the plate.
White little man, get a plate. I don't like it.
Mm-mm-mm. He definitely gets a plate.
yeah.
Who you bringing, Tommy?
Me?
And get a plate.
Yeah.
I don't know, bro.
You don't
More
know.
importantly, be uninviting to the cookout.
Yeah,
Oh, who
because
Starting
cares?
with
people be quick to give out these invites. Yeah, we need to uninvite some people.
uninvite people to the cookout because there's a few like no baby, uninvite, revoke black card. Go ahead,
Well, the
go ahead.
dancing gorilla, he's revoked. And
Yeah.
I'm sorry, he can't be dancing like that when
You
I'm
know
trying
what?
to eat my
I
so.
know who's getting an invite from me. Probably Leonardo DiCaprio. Yeah.
It's an invite?
Yeah, he get an invite.
Why?
Why?
What you mean, why?
I'm just
Why?
asking. Chill. I just want to ask why.
Why?
Leo
I want to know why.
Leo get an invite.
Why?
Oh,
I mean, the man's fine and sexy as all get out, but I can't
Actually,
invite
nah.
a man on
I took that
sexiness
back.
alone. So why?
After Django, he played that role a little too well. I take that back. He not getting an invite.
he's a
I
good
was saying he
actor
said
though.
the N-word
Hey, you know what?
little too well.
You know what?
The tongue a little smooth there.
Yo, Samuel Jackson almost lost his invite
From that too.
from that movie. Man, when
No,
they
he
shot
paid his way to always get an invite.
when they shot Leo,
You know, I wish I could change like my seatbelt beeping noise when I don't have my seatbelt. Samuel Jackson, such a seatbelt on motherfucker. Like I really wish I could.
That would be funny.
It
that'd be
would
funny as
make
shit.
my day every
That'd be
time.
funny
Like
as
I would
shit.
purposely wait to put on my seatbelt just to hear that.
I
Well,
know
I'm
who
gonna
gets the
ask some
invite, but go
people.
ahead. Go ahead.
I'm gonna ask some people. I'm gonna say 2. Seth Rogen.
Okay, yeah, okay. I was thinking Seth too. Okay,
That's okay.
come
He
on, say it,
Jewish.
Slick.
He
Say it,
gets discriminated and stuff. He part of it.
say it,
He
Slick.
funny.
Say it. Please say who I think you're gonna
Nah,
say.
see, now I want to know who you want to say now. I hold my other one. Who you about to say?
Robert Downey Jr. Because he's a
Oh,
black
yeah,
man.
yeah.
He playing another.
He played that
Robert Downey Jr.
very
is the
well.
only person we let play blackface and they get mad about it, yo. He gets the invite. Got
He
to.
gets an invite.
He got to get an invite, yo.
He gets an invite.
Robert Downey Jr. got to get an invite, yo. He got to.
Yeah, I definitely go for both of them right there. They both get in.
Yo.
My personal, yeah, I mean, people ain't gonna agree really, but it wasn't no karate kicks and martial arts in the black culture if we did not have Jackie Chan on these movies. So he gets a plate from me.
Let's
I'm giving
go.
Jackie Chan a plate because, that's my man's.
He gonna walk me like, what's up, my nigga? What's up,
Fun
my
fact
nigga?
about Jackie Chan, his mom gave birth to him. Like, okay, he was born like 14 pounds. And it's because like okay, so you know how sometimes, you go past your due date and then you get induced?
Mhm.
Yeah, his mom didn't do that. She just waited for him to come naturally and he came like a whole like 2 months late or something
God
like that.
damn.
Like he was born 14 pounds.
Big ass baby. Damn.
Bruh, I thought my babies are big at 9 and 8 pounds. 9 pounds, 12 ounces, 8 pounds, 15. And what? 14? Bruh, I'm never doing nothing again. My hoo-ha is gone at that point. Like reconstructive surgery right now.
Jesus.
Now.
14 pounds? Jesus. Jesus. That's a big ass baby.
Now, yeah,
He didn't
this
even
is
come
a
out
little-
naturally. He fell out by that time.
Right.
Not at 14 pounds. Unless
He
his mama who her hoes.
probably kicked out.
Like,
Mm-mm-mm. I had somebody else though, but I forgot what I was gonna say before I said Seth Rogen. I don't know. A lot of people don't get them cookouts, them
That's
cookout
true.
plates. You know what I'm saying?
and they can't bring no food though, because if I see some fucking pasta salad or sorry, potato salad with raisins in it, I am fighting
Gone.
someone.
Gone.
I am fighting. I like they can bring that chicken salad with the cranberries in it. That's bomb. I'm not even gonna lie. That chicken salad with the cranberries be bomb. Try it. It'd be bomb. Don't knock it.
I'm good on
It's
that one.
actually pretty good.
I'm good on that one. I'm
Okay?
good.
I'm not.
You know what?
I'm
You
not
said
gonna
try it, Cooley. I'll try it one day. Okay, one day.
lie. The chicken salad but they gotta make it
Mm,
right. That salad with the cranberry in it.
mm.
That cranberry do something with the taste. I don't know, but the raisins, I don't like raisins anyway. So
I love raisins.
and raisins and potatoes just don't sound like they go together. So first of all, raisins and mayonnaise, raisins and mustard,
Ew.
that shit don't go together.
Mm-mm. Mishi said,
First,
"Can she come? I'll make good brownies." You know what, Mishi?
are they
Personally, I think you can get an invite to the cookout. I
are they
think you can.
edible? Or are
If
they
you're making
edible?
brownies for the cookout, though, I don't know, Michi, but I still accept it. If it's special brownies, it's accepted.
That's all I need to know is are they edibles?
They gotta
Right.
be edible.
So, before we go ahead and wrap things up, um, if you could have a conversation with any civil rights leader of the past, who would it be?
Um, I would finish that conversation with Victoria Gray, who was a member of SNCC during the past, was a civil rights leader, and I actually was able to have some conversation with her, and I feel like the short time or the short term that I had with her gave me a lot of insight on um, me as a man, and I really appreciate it. So that was a woman, Victoria. Gray. If y'all don't know her, and like I said, she was part of SNCC. If you don't know about SNCC, these are things you should look up because they were very detrimental in the civil rights movement.
Okay. Hmm. What about you, Cooley?
I don't know. I think that it'd be cool to talk to Ruby Bridges. I guess she wasn't really a leader, but she's still a influential person considering. You know what I'm saying, like, and she was the first young little black girl to go to school with in an integrated school. So I mean,
Right.
like how did you even deal with that? Like you
Right.
literally had white there, literally like threatening to kill you because you were walking into a school. Like
Yeah.
as a teacher, that blows my mind. Like you really cursing at a child for getting an education.
Right.
Equal, fair, and appropriate. And even then, it took a million years just for it to become equal. We're still fighting for equality within schools, to be honest. You want to be real.
So apparently, Angelina Jolie gets an invite to the cookout.
And
That's a
wow.
Angelina Jolie.
yeah. That's a text message I just got.
Wow. First of all, put it in the chat.
Right.
Whoever's
I
texting and
agree.
having
I
jokes,
agree. Put it in the
being
chat.
humorous and saying funny stuff and maybe making a distraction of Tommy bars throughout the show, put it in the chat. Whoever you
It's
are,
my sister, yo. I'm
watch what
talking about
happens.
Angelina Jolie. What?
Whoever you are, when I find you, I'm gonna make you put it in the chat.
Slick makes a fair point.
I think Angelina Jolie can get she can
Oh
get a
my
plate.
god. Yeah. I bet you are trying to give her a plate. Nasty ass. Let me guess. A lot of hot dogs on it.
I mean, if she like grilled hot dogs, that's up to her.
Yeah, I bet. Nasty ass. So for me, I think that I will pick Martin Luther King at the tail end of his very productive life. Because everyone always talks about the "I have a dream" speech, but they don't talk about how, towards the end of his life, he started to speak on how he feels like he may have made a mistake in trying to push integration so much. So I would have liked to have talked to him then, and just to ask him, like, do you feel like, the hard work you've done up until now, was worth it? Because he spoke on how he thought that there was truly an opportunity for all people of all colors and all races, all ethnicities to get along and be the melting pot that America states itself to be. But then he eventually started to see, like, my people are getting hurt, and I'm preaching, equality and integration and wanting this one world, and is it hurting my people more than it's helping them? So I would like to have had a discussion with him at that point in his life.
I like that one. I would like to add to your seat when you had that conversation with him. To also have Malcolm X there too, because
Yes.
you feel like he had a part of why why Martin was changing his mindset a little bit, just because of the conversations that they always had. And sidebar, they kind of advertised those conversations in Geek Moment in X-Men between Professor and Magneto.
Right.
That's a
Yeah, for those who do not know, Professor Xavier of the X-Men and Magneto of the Brotherhood of Mutant were theological spin-offs of Martin Luther King and
So they were too
Malcolm
white.
X. Huh?
So they were too white then.
Right. Apparently,
What
was
they
it?
say on Pocahontas, realest Disney line ever. These white men are dangerous.
I'm sorry, but I immediately thought of William Knifeman. I need to get my life. Sorry, I need to stop. But with that being said, we're gonna go ahead and wrap the show up. Thank you everybody who came through, who participated.
Everybody who came through and saw and watched the show, we wouldn't be the real heat without y'all. So thank you for coming through and participating in the. It has been real, just like the real heat. See y'all next time. To get. Let me slow down.
Mm-hmm.
Catch us in the lounge after the show. We could talk about some things and interact. Maybe talk about what we're going to do next. Want your input. Help us create our show and make it even better.
Yes, the
Right?
cool down officially is the opportunity now for not only for you guys to catch up with us, but for you guys to have input in our future episodes to come. So by all means, if you want to have some input, please join us right after the show. I guess we'll probably start a little early tonight, maybe 10:30, since we are ending a little sooner than we usually do. Also, of course, if you miss any part of the episode or you just want to watch it over again, episode will be up on YouTube tomorrow at noon. And of course, we got to talk about next week's episode, which is the Heated Hearts episode. We apologize to you guys. We didn't get to do it last week, but bring those 5 love language quiz results to next week's episode and get ready to talk about love, relationships, heartbreak, and all that other good stuff. So, with that being said, peace, chicken grease, and all that other good shit. We'll see y'all later.